right, welcome back to the Built to Grow podcast. I'm your host, Tim Lyons, joined in studio today, not by Randy Angson, but by Zach, Mr. Zach Columbia. What's up, buddy?
Yo, welcome back.
Me?
You're welcome back.
What the hell? I've been here.
Welcome back to me.
Yeah, welcome back to the show, y'all. We got a good one for you today. Let's see, when is this episode coming out? We probably don't even know. We're like a month ahead, which is good. So for anybody that's done a podcast, we've been all the way down to like the night of. I've woken up in the middle of the night and come up here by myself and recorded a podcast in the old days to make sure it came out the next morning.
Yeah.
We missed it.
Tuesday, Thursday. Tough.
We keep it on cadence, you know, and so I don't know when this one is, but the goal is, if for anybody's doing podcasts, get out in front. And so, and then try to remember what your topics are and everything else. We got a good topic for everybody today. The kicker here with this one is, I remember this happening distinctly to me several times. And I'm going to paint the story. You sign up a member, you know, maybe they're there for years and you have a great relationship with them. They've lost weight, they've referred people, they've come to your parties. You have a hey first name relationship if you see them in the store. Then one day they decide they want to cancel their membership. It's no longer for them. And for whatever reason, you hold them to some agreement. Maybe it's a 30-day cancellation. Maybe they're in the middle of a term that they re-signed up for an annual and they're only 8 months in at that point, and you hold them to what they signed and what the agreement is for the business. And overnight, or on a split second, they become your worst enemy. You're their worst enemy. Mm-hmm. They hate you. Tim, what do you mean? You're holding me to like this? No way. I'm not paying that. They cancel their credit card. Next thing you know, you're getting a threatening email about an attorney that's in the family, and they're going to hear from us, and the relationship's severed. Mm-hmm. You do all that work, whether it's 3 or 5 or 1 year of work, all gone because of a policy, right? And it's happened to you. It's happened to me. It's probably happened to everybody listening. What happened? I thought we were on good terms, and now you're holding them to the agreement, and they turn on you, and it's quick. It's not even like, hey, would you mind like maybe bending the rules for me? None of that conversation happens. It's just like, they hate you. What do you mean? You're not, I'm out of here. You know, and the bad Yelp review comes out. And so you got some theories on that.
Well, yeah, I mean, it could be any policy in your business. Somebody no-shows a training appointment. You have a no-show fee. You ding them with that. It could be, 30-day notice, an annual contract, like you name it. We're a business, so we have to have policies. But if you think about a member coming in, a prospective member coming in, they come in, they do a consultation with you. Your whole goal as a salesperson, it's your business, is to create a relationship, build rapport with that person. You're asking them about, hey, what do you do for a living? They're telling you, their goals, what's bothering them. You're kind of getting somewhat intimate in this conversation, and they're sharing with you, and then they come in for training sessions, and you're working with them, and your staff's working with them, and they're telling you about their family and their dreams and their job and arguments they're having with their spouse and everything that you could imagine. And so you're creating this relationship with them. And when something happens to them that they're like, hey, I need to cancel my membership, or I can't make my appointment and I'm giving you a 5-minute notice or something like that. And you hold them to a policy, their whole interaction with you from the moment they walk through the doors of your facility has been based off of a relationship, building a relationship. Mm-hmm. And so what's happening in that client's mind is you're the one that is now severing the relationship.
Even though they broke the policy.
There has been nothing throughout their whole entire interaction with you that would indicate this is a business transaction.
Sure.
It's just a relationship. I'm building a relationship. This is my trainer. This is my gym. This is, my home. And then as soon as as soon as something comes up, they're not seeing it from, hey, this is a business transaction. I exchange money. I get this service in return. They're looking at it as a relationship, and you, when you're holding them to a policy, are the one that broke the relationship.
Right.
And so it's a very difficult situation to be in because, yeah, we want to build relationships with our clients. So then what it comes down to is, okay, how do we relationship proof our policies? How do we prevent this from happening? Because it's just a natural.
It's gonna happen.
It's gonna happen, and it's an organic thing. It's a natural thing. But if you just stop and you separate yourself from being the business owner, and you're able to disconnect enough to put yourself in the client's shoes, like what interaction between you and that client has ever been transactional business based versus, hey, we're a community here. We're a home.
I think if you're doing it right, none, because you're trying to not make a transactional relationship, even though that's the reality.
Yeah.
Because it is a transaction to them deep down, even though on the surface they're friendly and, you guys are pals and everything else. Deep down, if it doesn't work out for them, either financially or schedule, or if it's not built into their day, it's inconvenient, it's now quickly a transaction.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, 100%. Yeah. It's very one-sided,
they don't care about the relationship when it affects them.
Yeah.
Right?
And how many times, I mean, all the listeners out here, I'm sure have gotten that email from a client that said, hey, I'm canceling my membership. Don't bill me again. Not like, hey, what's the process for this? I'm going to, put in some notice.
Right.
Don't charge me again. Like, how many times have you gotten that email? I've gotten dozens of times. And so think about, what's going through that client's mind. And we're like, wait,
blindsided.
What do you mean don't charge you again? Like, what's going on? And what happens is you just, as a business owner or, a professional, like, you want to know, okay, did something happen? Did you have a negative experience? Did you get hurt? Like, where did we mess up? And so when you start asking questions, now all of a sudden it's that person doesn't care about your business. They care about themselves and their money, right? Is kind of usually what it comes down to. And so now all of a sudden, by you asking questions, they think you're just being pushy and like not going to let them cancel. And so you're like, hey, what happened here? Like, how do we work this out? What's going on? I want to keep you on track. And they're like, don't bill me again. I don't want to be a member anymore.
Yeah.
Okay, but why? Right? Why are you trying to, I have 30-day notice and you're just trying to get money out of me. That's all this is, a money grab. Like
they turn.
They do. They turn, right?
So how do you prevent that?
Well, so number one is, I think that you need to reassess your policies. Like, is it reasonable? Like, is it a reasonable policy? And is it built around common occurrences in our business? So for instance, a perfect example of this is we used to have a 24-hour cancellation policy for training sessions. Can't make your training session. You need to let us know 24 hours in advance or we're going to charge you $25. Is that realistic and reasonable from a client's perspective? Not really, right? Like in a doctor's appointment, sure, doctor's offices do that. But how often are you going to the doctor? Not 4 times a week,
right?
So then we shrunk it to 12 hours. Hey, give us 12-hour notice. But
then you had those first thing in the morning clients.
Yeah. What if somebody trains at 5 a.m. and they wake up sick or something like that, right? So 12 hours. Okay. That's not going to work. How often do we find ourselves holding people to that and charging them the $25, right?
It used to be the repeat offender types.
Yeah.
Where it's like, well, they're not they're just, they're abusing this or taking somebody's spot. You've told them 3 times. You didn't bill them those 3 times. Now it's time to bill them. And then you get nailed.
Yeah. And so I was like, okay, well, that's, that's not working. Then we went to 4. And then finally, now we're down to an hour. Right. And our business model allows for that. We're capable of doing that semi-private. We've got some flexibility. Coaches are here. No matter what, they're here. And And that usually gives us enough time if people can schedule an appointment, cancel an appointment up into an hour before. So we can squeeze somebody in if they're on a wait list or something, give them enough notice to show up. And so we made it 1 hour and $15 if you no show or cancel within an hour. And that's a very reasonable policy. Hey, we know something's going to pop up. Here's the deal. We got to protect our schedule. It's $15. We let you cancel up into an hour before. Nobody ever complains about that.
Nice.
It's just it's like, oh, yep, totally get it. That's so fair, And in an industry where the policy is 24 hours or 12 hours or 8 hours or whatever it is for a lot of facilities, somebody hears, hey, we give you an hour. They're like, absolutely. That's totally fair. Yep. I get it. And so, occasionally we have somebody, since we went to an hour or a no-show, I've never had a single no-show be upset about the $15 charge.
They know they messed up. They had every opportunity and they knew it, and they just didn't do it.
Yeah. And I've never had anybody upset about being charged the 15. Now I've had some people reach out 15 minutes before their training session and say, hey, I was just getting ready to go to the gym and my garage door won't open, or I've got a dead battery or something like that. I don't charge those people $15. They're not a repeat offender, right? I'm like, okay.
And it's really not a no-show. They called.
Yeah, it's not a no-show. It's just a late cancel, and it's something outside of their control. So I'm not, from a relationship standpoint, I want to be the guys that take care of you and don't make your day worse because you had some monkey wrench thrown in. So, it's a policy. There's still, I'm not going to die on that hill. That would be foolish. But, relationship proofing our policy where an hour, nobody's upset about that. Nobody, everybody feels like that's reasonable.
That's fair enough.
So look at your policies. When somebody signs up for a membership with us, I immediately walk them through, here's what you signed up for. This is an annual contract. You got 2 week out on it. If something comes up at the end of your second week, we're going to meet before you roll into an annual to make sure this is a good fit for you. Mm-hmm. Not going to just roll you in to lock you in.
That's our 2 week guarantee.
It's our 2 week guarantee. Here's our scheduling policy. Here's, basically everything they need to know. And then, of course, in a consultation, their mind is racing and they're thinking about all these things. So I send it to them in an email. 5 bullet points. Here's what you need to know. Here's what you signed up for. You can change to this membership. You can't pause this membership. You want the ability to pause. You need to switch to this at your 2 week point. So I just lay it all out for them. But our policies we have just simplified things.
Yep.
Membership is annual, A or B. Annual or open. Annual, you can't get out of it. If you want to cancel it, it's 30-day notice and you pay us $500 to break the contract.
So there is an out, but it's reasonable and out too.
It's a reasonable out. Our open, there's a $500 onboarding fee and it's a little bit more expensive. You can pause it. So
as much as you want, come and go, cancel anytime, freeze, unfreeze, do whatever you want.
AB.
Super flexible. And then there we have the rigid one. And the rigid one, for everybody listening, is a better deal.
Yeah.
It's 30% cheaper. And so when you're setting your policies up and your pricing, the one that you want people in, make that the price that you want everybody to pay. The $99 for us is kind of a sweet spot in this area. It's just a perfect number for us. It should really be more, but it is what it is. They get a deal. When they commit to a year, we're committing back to them by giving them our best rate. Mm-hmm. And then our open-ended, the one that you can freeze and cancel and come and go as you please, then that's the $29 more, which is about 29% more. It's 30% more.
Yeah. And it's important to understand there's no bulletproof policy. There's no bulletproof system. You're always going to have the one-offs, but your goal is in assessing your policies and how you structure things, what's fair and reasonable from a client's perspective, not your perspective as a business, what's fair from the client's perspective, where do we find that balance? And then let's have that take care of 95% of all cases. And then if we have to have a one-off situation where we bend the policy or something to save face and spare a relationship, then we can do that. But in you're, I guess, a little bit more lenient towards that than I am sometimes, because it's not my business. So I like, hey, here's the policy, you know, you're the owner, so you can make the call. But we had a situation recently where a lady was having some, you know, she had a previous injury and she's working through it and she's going to physical therapy, and she basically asked for forgiveness on the contract, and I sent it to you and you're like, there's no winning here. Let's just let her out of it.
Yeah.
You know?
Here's the situation. Yeah. I mean, I remember what you were talking about. There was a $500 cancellation. She asked for us, hey, would you forgive this? Would you, you know, like bend the rules for me? And she put some seeded language in that email to let us know that it's in our best interest, wink, wink, to do that. But even if she didn't do that, I'm like, this isn't her fault. This isn't her trying to get out of a deal. She hadn't been coming. She had been paying, but she's got receipts across the board, physical therapy, trying to avoid surgery, all these things. I'm like, this isn't one of those situations where somebody's just being lazy, trying to get out of a deal that they committed to, and they're trying to back out. Not even close. So it was an easy decision. Top of that, she made sure that to let us know that she's a business owner, you know, understands.
Host of a TV show.
Just, you know, wink, wink.
Yeah.
Even if she didn't say that, the logical person, the person that's looking at this, if I put myself in her shoes, yeah, it's not her fault. Let's just let her work, and she'll be back. I know she'll be back. But if we nailed her for the 500 cancellation and held her to another 30 days, nothing good would come out of that.
So she's going to tell everybody she knows, don't go do business with them.
Correct. Yeah. So it came down to $500. It came down to $900 because it's 4 weeks of billing and $500. So I had to make a $900 decision. Is $900 where we at least have a 50-50 chance of her coming back and fulfilling a long-term membership? You know, or the flip side is we get the 900 and there could be literally dozens of bad reviews and we lose business that is silent business that we don't hear about. It's not worth 900. Not even close. I mean, one person not coming in, that's $5,000. So it was an easy decision. Now I appreciate you bringing it up and not just making the call because you didn't know you were holding the policy. But like, I think you would have made the same decision if I just said, hey, you decide. You would have made the same decision as I would, you know?
Yeah. So, but yeah, I mean, that's kind of it. I mean, you just want to put yourself in your client's shoes and think about things. And a lot of times we want to protect our businesses, which is logical, but at the same time, you know, you have to think from a client's perspective, hey, what's happening in their mind? And we went through this enough times that I stepped away for a minute to just say, you know, what is the client thinking? Why does this happen where we
over and over?
Yeah.
It's very common.
Why does this happen where we tell a client, hey, you got to give us 1 week notice and are open, you know, one week notice. And people are like, wait, why did you bill me?
1 week. Yeah. So by the way, just to clarify, in our open agreement, which is the more expensive one where you pay an upfront fee and you have full flexibility, all we're asking is a 7-day notice to cancel.
Days. Yeah.
That way we can get the billing stopped in time. Because there's most of the time it's either in process or whatever. Like it ends up being one bill. Yeah. And let's just say that they cancel their billings on Sunday and they cancel on a Monday. Well, that's it. I mean, that's their 7 day. We're not going to bill them the next Sunday to hit them another 7 days. Like it's like a break even around Wednesday, right? Like it's okay. We're going to catch you on Sunday. You got 7 days after that and it's over. Again, you get nailed on that one. What do you mean 7 days? I want the minute I send this email to click the send, I want the billing to turn off. Now, we'll say there's FTC regulations just came out. It's called click to cancel. There's a new policy that states it must be as easy to cancel your gym membership as it is to sign up. Well, for us and for many of you listening, it's not a click to sign up. It's a consultation to sign up. So if that's going to be the case, well, it should be a consultation to cancel as well. So nowhere in our models are you going to see a click to cancel button. like a subscription of a software or something like that.
Don't
online.
do that. Don't do that.
Yeah, don't do it because the law or the whatever the going to be law says it must be. This is the case. It must be as easy to cancel as it is to sign up. Well, gyms that do like online memberships, you can go sign up online. Those like the big box, you can do that at big boxes. You can go click, hey, I want to sign up for this membership, $39 a month. Cool. Well, you also those are the ones that are going to have the click to cancel button for their memberships as well, which I totally agree with. The reason the policy is in place is because of the big box gyms make it nearly impossible for you to cancel your membership. And then we get the bad rap as micro gym owners, like training gyms, class-based gyms. We get the bad rap. So that being said, probably not much to worry about with that law coming out. I don't think for our models.
I wouldn't think so, but yeah, I mean, it's a common thread in our iron circle and our business accelerator with young gym owners, just trying to get the point across to them. Nobody cares about your business.
Yeah, that's the truth.
The clients do not care about your business. They care about themselves at the end of the day.
It's very one-sided, gym owners. Yeah. Just know this. Yeah, you could care about that client. You could do everything, bend the rules, get up early for them. They don't show on you, and you just, water in the bridge for you. And you're there. It's very one-sided. And then they come one day that decide they don't bill me anymore. And if you bill them one more time, even though your policy states 30 days, 7 days, 14 days, they don't care. And you're the enemy. So just know it. Just know that's going to be the case. Don't get upset. But to your point, you sat back like, why is this happening? What changes in their mind to get them to this point? Because like you said earlier, you start asking questions. What do you mean? Oh, he's just trying to pressure me to stay. No, that's not it at all. I'm like literally concerned. Did we screw up something that you wrote this email? Do not bill me again. When somebody puts that in an email, something's pretty serious.
Yeah.
What did we do? We screw you over? Like what happened? So anyways, guys,
and just one more thing before we close out, which I think is obvious, but I'll say it anyway. Nobody reads anything.
Yeah, right.
Nobody. I mean, we have a very straightforward cancellation like form. Hey, you want to cancel your membership? I send you this form, fill it out, right? We live in the age of text message. Client sends you a text message, I want to cancel my membership. That could go into a software system. It could get lost. You could have 50 text messages. It drops to the bottom. They think their membership's canceled. They're like, I'm done. I sent this text message.
It's over.
Didn't fill anything out. Didn't follow any of the policies. I've redesigned our cancellation form multiple times to basically get it to a point where it's like you have to check this box to say, hey, I understand. This is the policy to cancel my membership. And in there, I used to have put your cancellation request date. Well, people would put like 3 weeks ago on that, right? So then I had to reword it to your membership will be terminated at, in 30 days. If you would like to request a date after that, enter this, otherwise leave it blank. People still put in
3 weeks ago.
And then I had to add, we will not honor a date previously to this. Past. And people still put it in. So just know nobody's paying attention. Nobody's reading any of your policies. You can highlight it. You can make it as clear and precise as possible. Over communicate what they signed up for, over communicate how to get out of it, over communicate, remind clients of it, send out regular reminders of, hey, just want to, remind everybody of our, cancellation policy for a training session. You've got 1 hour, yada, yada, yada.
Every quarter send that
Every
out.
quarter, just you have to, so that there's no questions.
Yep.
And then you maintain the integrity of the business / interpersonal relationship.
Great point. And just know this, gym owners, there's no business like the fitness and personal training industry. There's nothing like it. There's no other bill that client has where they don't use it. For example, the cable television at the cabin where they're gone for 4 months. They don't try to get a refund. or say, hey, I need to cancel or freeze this. But by golly, that training session, they're out of town, they miss one, they're sick, they're looking for a freeze, a refund, a credit forward, something. It's very, very odd that it's that different. And the only thing I can think of is in the personal training and fitness industry, they're the ones doing the work. We're the ones guiding them. We're the ones coaching them, motivating them, putting the programs together, but they're the physically lifting the weights. And something there says, hey, this isn't worth me not, you know what I mean? I'm paying for this, and if I don't do it, I shouldn't have to pay for it. There's something in the brain chemistry. Now, there's other clients that could care less. They'd be gone for 6 months, never freeze their membership, happy to be there, high five you when you get back, and how you been? How's your mother? And all this stuff. Everything's fine.
Let's go get more of those clients.
Yes. And so we'll have another topic on how to find those clients and the lifestyle clients. We have a great episode. If go back, I think that Nick, maybe there's one called the lifestyle client. Go listen to that one. That's the one that doesn't freeze their membership.
Yeah.
So anyways, hopefully that helps you guys. Everybody's nodding their head right now. I wanted to bring Zach on here. He's got more in the weeds in real time than I do. I've been out of that seat for a while, but bringing him back in is always good to get kind of like real time topics. So thanks, Zach. That's it for this episode. Hopefully that helps you guys. Until next time, keep changing lives. We'll see you on the next show. Bye. All right. Thanks for listening to another episode of the Built to Grow podcast. If you want more help growing your business, join our free Facebook group, Profit Accelerator, helping training gyms grow to $30,000 a month and beyond. We'd love to see you there. Go check out the show notes for the link and keep building something great. And we'll see you in the next episode.